again. I'm Mike, and this is Keepers of the Word. Today's topic is 40 Days of Transmutation with my good friend and special guest, Ron Duncan. Thanks for joining me, Ron.
What's up? What's up? Glad to be
Let's
here.
get this shit started, man. So, a couple of months ago, I was messing around with an idea of spelling, casting, enacting change through the power of positive thinking, and throwing in some hermetics and Stoic principles, right? I had this idea of just all these different things, and we know that they work together, right? We know that they're a part of each other in a way. So I made this well, I guess it's like a presentation working book that guides you. You're supposed to do this for 40 days, and
Like a program?
it's there for you to adapt what you think is going to work for you in your ritual, apply it, and do it for 40 days. And at the end of the 40 days, you should have some type of transmutation or the blooming of something that is just going to grow into something huge. So, Ron, recently you hit me up talking about transmutation, talking about change, some deep change.
I did. I don't know. There was just something I love listening to Joe Rogan and all of the cats, all of these comedians, and I know that him and Bert Kreischer and several other guys always do a Sober October thing. And so I started, for whatever reason, thinking, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just do a cleanse, just do a Sober October, just no alcohol.
Give your liver a break.
Give my liver a break. I don't smoke that much weed, but get off of that. And really, truly, the primary thing that was driving me is the stogies that I've been smoking so much. It's like I've been wanting to give those up, and now it's kind of hit me even harder because my mom was just diagnosed with an issue because she's been having some leg pain. So it turns out she's got some blockages in her arteries in her legs, and it's from smoking. So she's got to quit smoking. So I started thinking about it, and I wanted to do it. So I reached out to my wolf pack, and I said, I'm going to do this. I don't know exactly why. I feel like I'm drawn to needing to do it right now, but if you guys want to do it with me, cool. If not, help be my support system and just back me up, check in on me, give me positive affirmations, because I know that when you start doing one of these type of things that are going to be difficult to do, whether you're going on a journey or whatever, doing a weight loss program, that an important part of it is to have a support system so that you have somebody, you've got a team that's even if they're not doing it, they're gonna lift you up.
Yeah.
So that's when you told me about what you got something new going on, and it was perfect timing. And
so
I'm excited.
A friend of ours, Mike Samu, we had a conversation back when it was first formulating in my head, and I told him, hey, I'm going to write this up. I'm going to write this up. Keep it simple. It's like 8 steps. It's nothing huge or anything. You got to rearrange your whole life around it. It's just implementing certain things. Was there any deeper roots, causes for you to want to enact this transmutation or this change? Or was it just, I just want to stop drinking for 40 days?
I don't know. I knew something was calling to me, and I didn't exactly know what it was. So maybe it was something different. Maybe I want to get into a new ritual. I want to create a new ritual. I want to go through the transmutation. If I can get up every morning and do meditation or yoga and then go get a coffee and not go smoke a stogie and have a coffee the first thing in the morning, if I can change that by this transmutation, if I can end the evening instead of sitting down with a couple of cocktails by writing down some positive affirmations and thoughts about my day and stuff like that, then I think it's going to be a positive thing. So can I ask you a question? Where did the idea for 40 days come from? I have an idea what you
That was actually Mike's idea, because he said it has some reference to certain characters that we all know, like Jesus, 40 days, Moses, 40 days.
Yeah.
40 days is the day you come back ready, or you found yourself, or you figured it out, right? 40 days for me, it was just more than 30, right? Everything's typically 30 days, right? 30
Yeah.
days, 30. Now I wanted to do a little more. Technically, I wanted to do 90. And the reason I want to do 90, I'm probably going to extend out past the 40 days. The way I look at it is why most people fail at things, or why people fail at doing these challenges and keeping up with, it's not sustainable, man. So you have to be able to find your balance, and also you have to understand that there's a part of you inside that's tired, and that person, it's holding you down, and just, you don't need that avatar anymore, man. You don't need that thing weighing you down if you want to accomplish more, because, well, I mean, again, we're our worst enemies, right? So if there's a way to slowly slip out of your skin into something better, right? Like a snake, you're just getting out, you're shedding the old skin, you're starting anew. But that also means keeping these new habits that you're cultivating, right? Whether it's nutrition or working out, learning new skills. And that's why I put 3 different types of goals, right? You have a physical, a spiritual, and a mental. And choose attainable goals. And, don't say, hey, within 40 days, I want to lose 40 pounds. Come on. That's ridiculous, dude. Unless you're training for a wrestling meet, you know what I mean?
Right.
You're going to cut weight. Yeah. All right. But no, that's not realistic. If you say, I want to lose 5 pounds, okay, that's very realistic. You can do that. So it's these little changes that we make that can put us into better positions physically, mentally, spiritually. And I think that's what I really want, dude. I want to evolve, So right now, you said you were watching certain people that were motivating you, whether it's Joe Rogan, or who do you feel you would want to meet the most?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I really would like to meet Joe Rogan. I respect his psyche. I respect his intelligence. I respect what he does with the podcast. I respect what he does as a comedian. I would like to meet him. And I would like to say that there's something else that, I just thought about right now that maybe is part of what the spark was to get me going with this as well. There's been some drama with a couple of employees at my new job, and one of them is just a fucking shit show that finally was her own demise of being fired after being given way too many chances as it was. I mean, this individual would would leave early from shift because they weren't feeling well, but then come back to the bar and proceed to get drunk and stay till fucking late, just, and then not show up to the shift the next day kind of thing. And it's just this cycle that was going through, and they left, went back home to visit relatives or something like that. And I was talking to a couple of the regulars that were friends with this individual, and I told them, and I told a couple of other people as well. I said, look, first and foremost, you can't help someone who doesn't want the help. If they don't want the help, you can't help someone, period. Someone has to want the help first. Number two, if the person wants the help, then they have to do the fucking work. If they're not going to do the work, then it's bullshit. It's just bullshit. And if they will do the work, then they're going to do the work to improve themselves and help themselves. And anyone that is going to give energy to someone else as a friend, as a companion, whatever, especially as a friend, as a support system friend, to give your energy to try to help that person who's not doing anything for themselves, all that person is a fucking energy vampire, and they're sucking your energy out of you, and you don't deserve that. And I don't deserve that. So if I sound like an asshole when I'm not as sensitive about the situation that this person's going through, it's because they're not fucking helping themselves, and I don't have time for it. So that was another thing that got me into this kind of transmutated thought process, maybe, that would probably definitely had a good influence on it.
Yeah, I do feel getting rid of those type of people in your life in general. I mean, it's very important to get all the naysayers and people who just always have an opinion about shit or always have drama happening around them. It's because they attract it, and then that whirlwind is coming your way and you need to make a choice, dude. Like, are you going to entertain it, or are you just going to be like, nah, I'm good?
Get sucked in, or fucking get out.
I think setting healthy boundaries with people like that has to be number one, because it's, man, bro, like, again, energy vampires, people who just aren't mindful of you, they're just not mindful at all. Those are the type of folks that you just gotta, like, especially for this 40 days, tell them you're busy, man, or I don't want to deal with you. I don't need that energy right now. And you don't have to be rude about it. Just be politely, hey, I'm sorry, no, I'm busy, whatever. I think that is beneficial to a lot of people by disassociating with that kind of energy, man. Triggers. So obviously that person triggered you, right? So we all have triggers. I have triggers. You have triggers. Like, for me, certain triggers are just when people blurt out stupidity and ignorance, right? It gets me. It gets me. And before I used to just fucking just go for it. Now I'm like, give me 10 seconds, dude. Give me 10 seconds so I can make a better decision, right? And sometimes you just can't. You have to say something. So I'm getting better at it. I'm still a work in progress. What are your triggers, man?
I think my biggest triggers are inconsiderate individuals and clueless individuals and people that seem to act like they're the only person that exists in the fucking universe. Get out of the fucking way. That's going to trigger me.
Okay. All right. I see that. Um, what do you think would be the hardest habit for you to break?
Hardest habit to break. Um, being quick to anger.
You what?
Being quick to anger.
Being quick to anger.
It's hard. I work on it on a daily basis, and it's still fucking hard. Especially
Yeah.
to people that I love, like my wife or my kids or something like that, you know.
Well, cutting back on the fucking alcohol will help with that
I think so.
for sure. That'll definitely help with that. But there was this piece or this part that I inserted into the whole program, and that is to find purpose, or as the Japanese call it, ikigai. And
Okay.
there's this really good piece that Chris Doe wrote up of Future that really dives into how to find your ikigai. Did you check that video out by chance?
I did not.
I highly suggest you. It's
I'll
it's
check it
about
out.
45 minutes, but it'll reset your compass, man, and really put into effect of where do you want to go from here, right? And we don't all have those answers. Some of us are unsure, but through this exercise that he does, and he does it, in front of everybody, asking questions to see, what is his ikigai, and it was really beneficial to me. I really liked it. Romans who lived a certain way, that's where you get they were stoic they were bad motherfuckers, dude, that just were really hardcore. Like the obstacle is the way, memento mori, amor fati, all of these different tenets that help you work through your problems. And a lot of these problems that we see are made up in our head, especially with people who get anxiety and folks who get triggered real easy. These problems set you off. And if you're able to dissect them by going and working through the problem in your head, like, I forgot to pay the light bill. Okay, the power might turn off. What then? Okay, so the power turns off. Are you going to die? No. Okay, so then what then? I'll probably stay at a friend's house or something until I get this figured out. You kind of work yourself through the problem, and you're like, okay, so I'm not going to die, right? It's not a world-ending event. A lot of us need to start working through these problems. And also with that, if it's a person that's a problem, don't be afraid to confront them. Don't be afraid to have a conversation. Stick up for yourself.
Definitely the problems are in our head for sure. And I have these conversations like you were just talking about with several of the younger cats at my bar, and that's, they can't make it to work on time, or they don't show up at all for a shift because of 10 different excuses. They were having anxiety for the day, they had insomnia, they didn't have a car to get to work. And I'm like, dude, you got to figure shit out. Figure it out. Like, well, how do I figure it out? I don't have any options. You don't have any options. Okay, so let's think. I don't know how far you live from work, but they have other things besides cars called like bicycles and even like skateboards. I mean, yeah, they're not ideal, but I mean, figure shit out. Problem solve. Learn how to
Be
deal
a
with
man.
it and not be so fucking just woe is me, fucking it's not my fault, I didn't do it, I can't help it, I don't have the help, whatever. Like they're so reliant on other individuals to just problem solve for them. Really, that's what it is. They're relying on someone else to problem solve for them. And like I have conversations with them, like, no, dude, like you need to figure shit out. That's my way of saying problem solve. What? What's causing this? Exactly like you were saying, go through the steps of what can you do. Okay, the power got turned off. I don't have a place to live. Okay, so like sleep in your car. You don't have a car? Okay, sleep in the park. I mean, I don't know what I would do if I was in that situation, but I do know I'd figure shit out. If I had to fucking get a blanket and fucking curl up in a park someplace to sleep because I didn't have a place to live or whatever, I know I'd figure it out.
Right. And I feel this new generation of kids, man, they're a different breed. But then, you've always seen guys, and I've experienced this with people that I've known, acquaintances. Um, I mean, we know a certain somebody that we just thought was a total goofball of a person that, dude, get your shit together, man. I'm not going to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. And it's like, dude, you're a grown ass man and you can't figure your shit out. Okay. So that's where you step in and you try to help. Like you just said, okay, well, let me help you out. Let me give you some guidance. I'll show you the path, but you have to walk it. And that's the problem. When you say, well, here's the path, but you got to walk it, and you don't want to walk it.
Yeah.
So at that point, that's where you have to be like, all right, cool, man. Well, good luck to you.
Yep.
I'll be over here. So when you're ready to walk and you want to see that path again, you let me know. But till then, deuces.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but that's what it is, man. What positive habits do you practice as of now? Are there things that you do during the day that you're like, yes, I'm happy I did that? Gives you your dopamine.
Um, you know, I've realized how much I really enjoy bartending. I really do. And I didn't even think that it was, I mean, I know it's something that's like I've enjoyed, like, and it's money can be good when the tips are good, when customers are around and that, but just being in a fun atmosphere, a fun place that has good people around is a really positive thing. And what really reinforced that for me was a few months back, I started getting into these really weird fucking like super adrenaline rushed fucking states where I'd work like a 10-hour shift and I'd come home and I'd be up for another fucking 8 hours and I'd get like 4 hours of sleep. And the next day I woke up like totally fucking revived and refreshed. And I was like doing like just wondering what the hell's going on. Am I getting an adrenaline rush or whatever, dopamine rush? And so I had remembered this conversation I had had with Casey about something called flow state. Flow state is essentially what they used to refer to as the zone for athletes, like especially runners. They get into the zone where they're like they just like get to that point where they're like a fucking machine. Like there's no pain, there's nothing. They're just going and going and going and going. And it's usually the research that I did on flow state essentially has to do with the fact that your frontal cortex shuts down and all of a sudden it becomes a completely um, subconscious activity that and muscle memory that's causing you to function and be. And it also, I suspect, puts your brain into a different rhythm as well. But the thing that I researched about flow state was that people get into flow state because usually they're doing an activity that they really, really love. And so that made me go, I do, and I'd say at least once a week, if not 2 or 3 times a week, have someone go, "Oh, is this your bar? Do you own this place?" "Oh, no, I just work here." "Oh, wow, you really like working here, don't you?" "I really do." That's usually my answer to them. I really do.
That's good.
Yeah.
Fucking to like what you do
Yep.
is that's gives you purpose. That's your ikigai, man. You
And it's
figured it
not
out.
perfect. It's not perfect. It's not without challenges. There's some aspects of my
Yeah,
job that are a
of
pain in the
course.
ass, but it is. I do like it.
Yes, I feel every job's gonna have its cons, right?
Yep.
As long as there's more pros than cons, and you're good to go.
Yep.
Um, so in this program, we're holding each other accountable, right? We're showing up every day, going into the Discord, either film yourself and upload it, doing push-ups or whatever the fuck you're doing, or just say it like, "Hey, I just finished 20 minutes of meditation, drank 12 ounces of water, and I'm going to spell and cast my day." Right? Done. Cool. Get through your day. At the end of the day, we journal. Um, what part of everything that I just said made you raise an eyebrow or have little doubt?
That's a good question. I maybe the everyday thing, because
The everyday
it's
thing.
yeah, when you
Right.
say it every day that you're gonna have to do this every day.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that I have to look at how do I make that happen every day. Although I already did think about that a little bit, because I thought, the activities that I'm doing now that I'm not going to be doing is going to free up some scheduling time. Exactly like I said, instead of sitting having a couple of cocktails at the end of the evening, I'll be sitting at a desk and journaling. I'll be writing down thoughts and things about my day, and what was good that happened, what was bad that happened, whatever, however I'm going to do
Yeah.
that. So I know that that's an opportunity, and I know it's going to be an opportunity to I'm up early every single fucking day, no matter whether I work or don't work. I'm my body's on that clock now.
Yeah.
By the time the sun's poking through my windows, I'm either already awake or waking up when the sun's coming through. So I know I can do it. I just gotta fucking do it.
Good, man. Well, I'm happy you're doing it. And, well, I'm
I'm
happy
happy you
I'm doing
brought the
it.
program. I like it.
I needed
it
to, I needed to do something. Um, I felt very, I was plateauing. I'm on a plateau, right? And I can't get off of it mentally. So, I need to figure a better way than physically. Um, I've been on this I'm not diabetic fucking thing for way too long. I am diabetic, and I'm really tired of feeling like I'm gonna fucking die. The other day, I was talking to my wife, and I was telling her. She was asking me, "How do you feel?" Like, you're not telling me how you feel all the time. She knows I'm diabetic. I mean, she knows what I'm going through, and sometimes I just tell her like, "Hey, dude, it's pretty bad. It's pretty intense," and I just don't say anything because I don't want to alarm anybody. But that's just stupid. That's being very, very selfish. And I have things I want to accomplish, man. I have people I want to grow around. Um, I need to make change, dude, because I was being too okay with dying. I was like accepting it. I was like, yeah, fuck it. If it happens, it happens, and I'm okay with it. And that's the part that fucks up. That's what fucks you up long term. You get stuck in that rut and you stop caring.
Yeah.
And I don't want that anymore. I need some change. I've done it before. I've done this before. It worked. The hard part is, again, killing that old avatar, man. That old you, that persona that you created, you know it's bad. You know it's bad for you. So as you're doing 40 days eventually turns into 75 days. 75 days turns into 90 days. And then at some point you made a choice. This is my new avatar. This is what I want. This is who I am now. And this old person isn't what I want to be anymore. I'm tired of this person. This is who I'm evolving to. So that's where I'm at right now, man. That's why I want to do this, because I just feel, you know, these last 2 years were rough, dude. You know, with all that happened, the situations, all these things, I just want to forgive myself, forgive everybody, and, you know, move forward, man. Like I don't want to live with anything anymore. You know, I don't want to be in a world of fucking drama or problems, you know? So I feel this, like one of the things that I want to do in, I guess the spiritual sector is live in a positive manner, right? Be positive, live in a positive manner, live in a loving manner, but live in a manner that you reject negative people or negative things, negative situations. And I know you can't avoid all those things, man. I understand that, but you can choose not to respond. To me, is if we're going to be friends, we're going to be around each other, we're going to be building, right? Freemasons build, right?
Yep.
You need to be down with that obligation, dude. Like, that's your brother, man. Treat him like your brother. Yeah, you're going to smack, you're going to fuck around. Like, we fuck around, Ron. Like, I fuck around with you. You fuck around with me. But I've never disrespected you, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
And
I'm not going to.
Torn down.
I've never gotten personal, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's different, dude. And to me, I have a problem with people who try to bully other people, man, or make fun of people, or just be a dick, you know?
Yeah.
My fucking face says everything, bro. Like I can't hide my facial expressions. You know, I mean, that's just who I am, bro. Like I wear it on my face. I'm 45 now, man. I'm not 22. You know, for me, it's more like, dude, if that's the way it is, I just rather not fucking be around it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. It's dumb, you know? And that's just where I'm at in my life right now. You know, I don't really want to fuck around with people who aren't with where I'm going, dude. You know? And I don't mean to be selfish or a dick or anything like that. It's just, I have some goals and some fucking things I want to get done, and I'm going to get them done. And if you're in my way, I'm sorry. You know, I fucking got to get rid of it.
Look at it this way, man. Energy is currency. And anyone who's taking your energy away without your permission is fucking stealing from you. Otherwise, we're going to spend our currency where we get the benefits. We're going to put our energies into things that we like doing that help lift us up. So think of it that way. Your energy is your currency.
It is, dude. It is very much so. Well, you know, I feel there's power within words, dude. So if you could support someone, why not do that? If you could come up with answers or solutions that the person's not seeing, why not do that? And don't point out my deficiencies. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, thought we were friends. You know, like, fuck with you, you know, hey, dick, you know. But when you start taking things personal, when you start going into the personal realm, I feel that's the off limits part. That's where you're like, no, this is we're friends, so we don't go there. That's for the enemies. That's
Yeah.
for people you don't care about.
Especially when
Because
it's
it
a
was
shaming.
if it was somebody else, I, that I didn't care about, I'm like, fuck yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, free will, you fucking whatever, dude. Let's laugh, hey. But when it's your brother, your friend, that's different, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too much. I don't know. Possible, but I just feel like that's the kind of friendship I want. I would want somebody to stick up for me or be like, "Fuck that, dude. That's not fun. That's not cool." Or yeah, I didn't find that funny. Brave men tell the truth. Think about that, Ron. Brave men tell the truth.
'Cause truth hurts. Truth's hard sometimes. It's hard to hear. You got to be brave to fucking.
Brave men tell the truth.
Yeah.
That's very true. We know that.
Explain it to me like I'm an 8-year-old and have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. A wise man will give you those allegories.
Yeah.
Okay,
right?
here's how to break it down.
So, yeah, that's it in a nutshell. So we start next Saturday. Not this Saturday, next Saturday, September 11th.
Sunday.
And the reason I chose this Saturday, I mean, I know we all have different, fucking tasks during our day, but if you're off on Saturday, I don't know if you are. Are you
Sunday,
off
bro.
on Saturday?
It's Sunday.
You're off on Sunday?
No, I'm off on Sunday, and it is Sunday. September 11th is a Sunday.
Okay, so then I meant September 10th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So because, September 10th. Start getting this week. Get everything you need to be ready for Saturday and get started with your Saturday. Pick out the videos that you're going to watch. Start implementing what you're going to wear to work out or walk, and think about what you want to do for your mental side, what you want to study, what you want to read, and get that ready. So that way you hit the ground running. You're just going at a light pace. Marathon, not race. You know what I mean?
Got it.
And that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you, Ron, and this great discussion of 40 Days of Transmutation. I hope this episode was beneficial to you. As always, thanks for listening to Keepers of the Word with Mike. If you enjoy the show, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel, remember to tick the bell for notifications, and be sure to come back for more topics and guests. Until then, this is Mike, and don't forget to always keep your word.